I kind of wish that they were here today to see all the love that they have, but I know that they are in spirit. They're here.
You just heard from the dad of the 4 young boys who lost their lives in the Mason City fire 2 weeks ago. This is a live look from the funeral service where each of the 4 boys were celebrated for the unique blessing they brought into the family's life this afternoon.
And here on this Wednesday, we have been tracking a bit of windy conditions causing more blowing and drifting snow. I'll have an update on the road conditions and a look ahead to some warmer weather coming up.
The Chatfield community is coming together to help those that were affected by an apartment complex fire earlier this Sunday. I'm KIMT News 3's Alec Oz with more about the organizations helping raise funds.
KIMT News 3 First at 4 starts right now.
KIMT News 3, coverage you can count on. This is KIMT News 3's First at 4.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us for KIMT News 3 First at 4. I'm Jessica Bringy. We're beginning our newscast this afternoon with a live look at the funeral being held for the 4 boys who lost their lives in a Mason City home fire on November 16th. The service began at 2:30 this afternoon and it just wrapped up just before 4 o'clock here. It was taking place at the Lincoln School Gymnasium. As you can see, they are now just clearing out. Those gathering together were remembering the lives of the McLuer brothers, John Michael Jr., he's age 12, Odin Thor, age 10, Draco Ragnar, age 6, and Phoenix Moon, age 3. They're all in our hearts and they'll never be taken from us. Those were the words spoken by one of the friends of the family during the service. A few of the children's teachers also spoke, celebrating the uniqueness of the McLuer boys. Some of the boys' friends wrote letters saying in part, "Rest in peace, we love you, and we're so sorry this happened to you." Later, their father, John McLuer Sr., took to the podium to play a song he remembers the boys dancing to in happier times. He went on to say he wishes he could have done more to save his children.
That I lost my boys, that I couldn't do everything I could do or could have done to prevent it. I feel like a failure, but I know I'm not. Everybody comes and tells me what I did, how hard I fought, but I don't remember these things. I just wish my boys were here now.
Around 150 family, friends, and community members attended this service, and a visitation was also held yesterday afternoon that took place at the Fullerton Funeral Home. Those surviving the boys are their parents, who you just heard from, John Sr., as well as Angela McLuer, their mother, and their only sister, Raven. According to the Fullerton family of funeral homes, they're preceded in death by paternal grandmother Greta Hansen and the children's pet dog, Frody, who was also mentioned several times during the service as a good girl, also didn't make it out of the fire. We'll be continuing our coverage of the funeral service and be sharing memories of the boys throughout our newscast. And if you would like to support the McLuers at this extremely difficult time, a Life Tributes page has been made on the Fullerton Family of Funeral Homes website for anyone wanting to share memories of the McLuer children. You're also able to send flowers and gifts. Other expressions of sympathy can be made out to Angela McLuer in care of North Iowa Community Credit Union. That address is 640 South Federal, Mason City, Iowa. Switching gears, checking in with Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Aaron White. Aaron, it was a kind of chilly one out there, not too bad, but definitely better than yesterday. Yeah, better than yesterday in terms of the snow that has ended across the area, but today we had the wind, and that's also ushering in the colder temperatures here through the day. A few peaks of sunshine. We also had a few flurries passing through, some of those scattered little snow showers. Looks like I'm a little bit tall here this afternoon, but as we look at conditions here across the area, well, we are seeing a bit of sunshine right now, and we're going to see that continue as we get into the day tomorrow. There we go. Getting a little bit shorter now, a little bit better there. As we go into our temperatures, they are on the chilly side. Most of us are into the teens. Road conditions getting a little bit better. We have better conditions here in North Iowa. Still some partially snow-covered roads across southeast Minnesota where we saw a little bit more snow as compared to North Iowa. But the winds, yeah, they're still breezy. 24 miles per hour right now in Mason City, 21 mile per hour sustained winds in Charles City.
making it, of course, feel a bit colder. Temperatures are in the teens right now. We got 15 in Rochester, 18 for Mason City, and a little bit of sunshine out there. But with the winds, yeah, it's feeling a bit chilly across the area, and we're tracking warmer weather in our forecast and some snow melting as we get into the day tomorrow. I'll have an update on that and a look at our next chance of snow coming up.
It was last Sunday morning when a fire destroyed an apartment complex in Chatfield. That fire left several families homeless, but community members are coming together to help those fire victims in their time of need. KIMT News 3's Alec Oz is live in Chatfield. He has more on what's being done to help those families move forward after the fire. Alec?
Jess, while there were no fatalities or injuries, 8 families are left homeless and looking for help after the fire. And because these families lost most of their belongings, the community is stepping up to do what they can. Several Chatfield organizations are now accepting donations for the families, and people are donating essential resources like food, clothing, and money. Chatfield Lutheran Church is already seeing an overwhelming amount of support from the community. The church has already met its goal for clothing donations, and now church leaders are asking for more food and other items the families can use as they rebuild their lives.
The 2 biggest things right now that make a difference would be making a financial donation to the F&M Bank. There's an account set up if you say the account for the fire or the fire victims. They'd know where to get that, or bringing gift cards. Gift cards can be brought here to the church. So for things, you know, a place they can buy household goods or groceries or things like that.
Pastor Peterson also tells me that things like dishware, books, and board games are also being accepted, the goal being to help these families recover after losing so much in this fire. Live in Chatfield, Alec Oz, KIMT News 3.
Thank you, Alec. If you wish to help these fire victims, contact the Chatfield Lutheran Church and the F&M Community Bank for financial donations. We have more details about a Monday night shooting in Mason City that led to an arrest yesterday afternoon. This man, Stephen Tidemanson, was arrested Tuesday and booked into the Cerro Gordo County Jail for attempted murder and first-degree theft. According to court documents, Tidemanson is accused of getting into a fight just before 8 Monday night. Mason City Police say Tidemanson took a handgun away from the person he was struggling with and fired it into that person's upper chest as they were lying on the ground beneath him. The victim was taken to the hospital. The person's name and condition have not been released. Tidemanson is being held on $100,000 bond. Still to come, a theft over the holiday weekend has put a wheelchair basketball team season on hold. KIMT News 3's Samantha Soto joins us live with more on the changes the program has had to make. Plus,
the House passes a measure moving closer to preventing a national rail strike. I'm Skyler Henry on Capitol Hill with what's next and the economic impact if rail workers walk out.
and before we go to break, we want to take a moment of silence for each of the McClure boys who didn't make it out of the fatal Mason City fire. Please join us in remembering the life of John Michael Jr., the oldest brother who, according to his family, wanted to become a Marine and serve his country. His family says as a patrol leader in the Boy Scouts, he enjoyed the outdoors and was growing into a kinder, gentler person. He'll be missed.